Welcome, Michel. It's really a great thing to have you here today. Guys, Michel is the founder and CEO of BSynchro. If you guys don't know this company, I know this company. This is a great company. So, Michel, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you for this great welcome.
Thank you. So, Michel, can you tell us a little bit about your experience, about how did you get to
yes.
Before
I can tell you something very, very simple. Before BSynchro, I was working in a company and practically in InsurTech.
Wow.
It was since the 90s. So nobody heard about InsurTech at that time. But I had the chance to work with a visionary person called Antoine Wakim. It was within a group called SNA. Today it's Allianz SNA. And at that time, they started developing products using IT and having new innovative ideas, much more customer-centered, if we want to say that. And they developed it throughout solution. And in order to go and sell it internationally, they went selling the concepts, like franchising the concept to other insurers that were established insurers in the region. So I started working in this concept of, let's say, what we call today InsurTech. It was since the 90s. We developed products, I'm talking in 2000 and in 1995 and so on. It was like if you fill your car with gasoline, directly you get points into insurance. So, and it was like you fill your car with insurance. So you fill them like, I want to pay $10. So it works for 1 month or 2 months. So it depends about your car.
Amazing.
We were working on to something like critical illness, and it's a worldwide cover with prevention. So you can call for prevention with international companies. This was in 1990s.
Wow.
So I was really it was a chance, and I was really happy working in this environment. I was much more from the IT side, but because we were a group of innovators, I participated to all the ideas. We created like a product that is still working till today. It was in 1998. It was like with $1, you can get $10,000 personal accident cover with your bank account. So it's working till today. Why? Because people will not go to the bank to cancel a product for $1. Okay.
True. Yeah.
So the whole concept was how to create micro insurance, how to go really agile on the markets, and how to combine all of these in one solution. So be the research and development entity of an insurer.
I really love it. You know, there are two things that I really love about this story. The first thing is that, you know, from Lebanon, you guys have been doing some really innovative stuff. And this, I mean, we're not talking right now in 2022, we're talking in the 90s. And what I also heard in that story is you guys took that innovation and, well, basically took it to the world, right? And started implementing it.
And that's why Allianz went to purchase SNA in Lebanon.
Wow.
Due to the technology.
Excellent.
Okay. So practically, and why they were doing so? Because there is no other way of growing in Lebanon. The market is small. And if you want, you have to grow internationally. And if you want to grow internationally, you have to focus on a certain, let's say, domain to grow. So this was that simple. And in order to go and the international market accepts you, you have to innovate. So this is the formula that I worked in throughout 15 years with all those professional guys, and I continued to develop in BSynchro.
Yes, and really, you know, because I know a little bit about the insurance, you know, sector, and what's going to be key, you know, for insurance and for companies, you know, that are close to this subject is how do we mix, you know, IT and business together so that, you know, we bring new ideas. Today, you cannot innovate without bringing the two together. And, you know, you coming from a background of IT and, you know, taking this business side and melding it, mixing it with the IT, this is, you know, this sparks the ideas and brings innovations to bigger companies and to insurance companies. So
and you have a third component today that is so important is the customer.
yes.
So definitely I learned insurance. I read a lot about it. I was experienced. I have been like more than 25 years in the domain. And I have been always, I learned and everything in technology. And what's the most important part in both those entities is the customer. Because what's happening today, insurance is behaving as it is. You have to learn the insurance in order to get an insurance policy. You have to accept those are exclusions. You have to talk their
the language.
Let's say their language.
Yes.
But this is not the way. You need the insurance to talk the language of the customer. You need it not to be something that just it's paying you back in case you have an accident.
Yes.
It should be something that helps you prevent the accident. So the insurance today is in a big change. And this cannot be done at a lower cost and better way than linking it to the insurance, to the IT.
Excellent.
So it's IT, customer, and insurance together to offer something so important. It is no more a financial product. It is a product to keep the customer dignity, to keep the customer protected. So it is much more about a human being rather than just a pure financial, some product somewhere in the world.
Excellent. Very, very interesting, Michel. Wow. Amazing, amazing things. Michel, can you tell us a little bit about BSynchro? How did you create this company? How did you get the idea of, doing this?
But the main issue, because I was in DataQuest, this company part of Allianz, they started developing, let's say, the products, the back office product. The products like costed the insurer like around $1 million of investment to change everything and so on. But practically, whenever we implemented the solution, nothing happens. The insurer continued working as usual, the customer as usual. So companies were paying a lot. Why? Because their people are not ready. They are doing this just from IT perspective. It's not a business project. And whenever they are working with developers. And other projects, they were like much more expensive, where you have just the guys of Big Four, risk analysis and the planning and so on. But all those guys doesn't have implementation skills. So this was the main idea, creating something called business synchronization, BSynchro. So synchronizing like something in between. It's not the consultant, it is not the developer, it's somebody who knows the business and helps the business people to develop more their businesses in a very clear objective, giving results.
Excellent.
Nothing else. Okay, so that's why when we started BSynchro, it wasn't made of developers. It has been made of developers plus people with business experience, in addition to like the marketing perspective of this. Later on, we went into ups and downs and a lot of things. We have been focusing much more on technology, but we are still, our major customers are in consulting. We are the people who are linking, if you want, the strategy of the company to the execution.
Okay. Excellent, excellent. And why did you choose Lebanon?
Because you know something, whenever you are in a small country, you have the opportunity to work in different, let's say, get different experiences. So let's say if I'm a huge company, if I'm just into accounting, it's a huge domain for me to go from one place to another. While in Lebanon, you can get a lot of experiences because everything is small. So at the same time, whenever you are working with the insurer, you are working with the marketing guy, with the financial person, with the sales, with the underwriting. So you are getting a whole picture rather than just one. And the added value, because Lebanon is in the middle position between Europe and the Arab country, you can really link with those two. So today, like we have international companies coming to us, asking us to help them implement in the region. Why? Because they need somebody to talk the language of the region. And we are in this between those two worlds. So what's important from Lebanon perspective is that not just we talk multilingual. It is we have a global perspective of industries because we are working in multiple sectors. So we talk better to the people in the region where it is many companies relatively to the European and to the US perspectives.
Exactly. Yes, true.
And it is the culture.
Yes.
Because the culture is so important. Okay. So
yes,
you
I really love, your point of view on Lebanon, and yeah, I completely subscribe to that. Michel, can you tell us a little bit about the innovation that you're showcasing today?
Yes. What we noticed during our multiple projects is that I have people in insurance that wanted to go more digital, okay? That wanted to develop, but at the same time, they feel like I have an elephant. How can I make it dance, okay? So what we thought is that the insurance is made of what? A salesperson, an underwriter, and an operation person, okay? Those have a brain. Can I put this brain in an easy way, in a no-coding perspective, online? So it is simple. Like I have how I do the underwriting, it's written. How I price, it's written. What product should I propose to a person? It's written in a simple way that anybody, that a normal person can read. There is no need for IT persons. But at the same time, I want to maintain the specificity of my company. I don't want to use a product that everybody is using. And if one time this big IT company wants to stop the service, I'm just like, I cannot do anything. So we developed all of these based on services.
All right, but what is the problem you're trying to solve?
So the problem here is that you are having an IT person, all the decision making related to insurance, sales, underwriting, and servicing to be all as being web services present online, all the decisions, okay? And those decisions and all those pricing, you can define them yourself. There is no need for IT people for this.
So what is it? It's kind of a rules engine?
It's a rules engine with interfaces as web services that based on this, you can define, let's say I'm a big insurer and I want to deploy in all Africa to make digitization project, okay? So I just have to use this rule engine, but I put all the rules in this system, and with simple interfaces now, because the interfaces are becoming simple, it's no more like, okay, with simple interfaces, I can give access to all the people in all Africa. I have one place, all my rules are in one place. There is no need for excessive UAT testing and so on, because all this is printed. You can print them and read them. There is no need to do 100 scenarios to do this. So in one single place, you can manage all your organization rules and decision-making tools, okay?
Excellent, wow.
At the same time, we managed to develop using the same technique, okay? Aggregators, because an aggregator is taking rules from multiple insurers.
Yes.
So now I can have an aggregator. We developed aggregators in the region. We developed insurtechs with people that wanted to develop, for example, price 50% of their motor policy. We link this to IoTs. So practically, it's a platform that's flexible that you can use to empower your digitalization within the company while keeping your identity.
Okay, and what is the name? How did you call it?
We are calling it CORA because it's the core. It's the core of underwriting. It's the core of digitization. It's not just the interfaces.
Okay, everyone. So hear that CORA is going to be the next InsurTech innovation, and you are going to be able to meet with Michel at Vivatech. So we're announcing today that Michel and BSynchro with the CORA technology will be participating to Vivatech
We
In
will
Paris.
be waiting for you in Vivatech, in Paris.
Exactly.
With Camille.
Exactly. So, Michel, Vivatech, when will you be at Vivatech?
We'll be on 17 and 18.
17th and 18th of June.
Of June, definitely.
Okay. So people who will be in Paris, go, you can meet Michel, you're going to be able to meet with other innovative startups, Lebanese innovative startups at Vivatech from the 15th to the 18th. Michel will be there on the 17th and 18th of June. So Michel, thank you very much for being with us today. Thank you for this really very interesting subjects here. And really, I mean, you clearly you have a lot of expertise on this domain. So I'll meet you on my side. I will meet you also at Vivatech. So I'll see you very soon.
Thank you, Camille, for everything, and see you in Vivatech.